11 small children have died in India for taking contaminated cough syrups, 9 in Madhya Pradesh and 2 in Rajasthan. Now, various state governments are banning the use of some cough syrups, and the central government has stepped in with a new advisory. So, we're going to stop to take a look at what is going on. Are Indian pediatric cough syrups actually killing children? And should we as parents be using it at all? These are the questions we're going to answer in this video. Remember, share, subscribe, and give this video to anyone you think will find the information useful. Tamil Nadu has banned the sale of a cough syrup called Coldriff, which is manufactured by a Chennai based firm after suspicions that it was linked to the death of children in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Inspections are being carried out in the factory and samples have been sent for testing. Officials are specifically looking for a chemical called dethenyl glycol. It's as a contaminant. This is an industrial chemical used in antifreeze and car oil that's causing children's deaths. So it's caused children's deaths through cough syrup in the past. Meanwhile, the Rajasthan government has suspended its drug controller, so the officer in charge of the quality of drugs. It's halted the distribution of 9 medicines from a Jaipur based pharmacy called Casins Pharma. And the distribution of all cough syrups containing a medicine called dextromethorphan has been stopped. So these are complicated terms. Let's stop for a second to figure out what this is. Dextromethorphan is a medicine that is put in cough syrup because it suppresses cough by acting on the brain's cough center. It's normally given for dry coughs, and it's used for adults as well. There's some question of whether or not it should be used for children. Now, when it is given to children, it needs to be dissolved into a liquid form because children normally consume cough syrups in a syrup, right? So it needs a solvent. Now, there are safe solvents that are used to dissolve it, but instead, what happens is there is a chemical called DEG, which is normally used instead as an adulterant because it's much cheaper than the one that should be used, right? So let me tell you what that is. The chemical is called DEG, dethenyl glycol. It's an industrial chemical. It is clear, colorless, and it's a sweet tasting liquid, but it can be very dangerous if it comes into your food or medicines. It's used in antifreeze, braking liquid, paints and plastics, and industrial solvents. It's toxic for human beings. It can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, kidney failure, and damage to the nervous system, and death, especially in children, because of their lower body weight. Now, the problem occurs because of cost cutting. Medicines like cough syrups, like I told you, need a solvent, a liquid that helps dissolve the active drug. Now, there is a safe solvent. It's called propylene glycol. It's used world over, and it's completely harmless, but it's very expensive. This one, DEG or EG, is a much cheaper substitute, and what happens is people tend to use DEG instead of the approved one because it's cheaper, especially if testing has been skipped. So this is where we are right now. These are the chemicals that the government is looking for in these contaminated cough syrups. The union government has put out an advisory across the country saying no cough syrups for any child below the age of 2, generally not recommended for children below the age of 5 unless in specific cases. This is where the story gets a little murkier. The tests so far have shown that the samples collected in Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan, that there was no DEG or EG found in those particular bottles. And so now what is causing these children what has caused the death of these 11 children? Biopsy reports have suggested kidney damage. Now, kidney damage is consistent with DEG poisoning. Investigators are now looking for other possibilities: contaminated water, respiratory infections. One child apparently has tested positive for leptospirosis. So there's a multi-agency team of the NCDC, AIMS Nagpur, SCO are all investigating this matter. Has this happened before with Indian cough syrups? Unfortunately, yes. Not very long ago, in 2022, in Gambia and Uzbekistan, where there were cough syrups that were imported from India, dozens of children died after consuming Indian-made cough syrups. The companies involved were Maiden Pharmaceuticals and Marion Biotech. WHO released global alerts against Indian cough syrups. Back home, though, both of those companies continue to operate making other drugs at this point. So, is this a systemic failure? Perhaps yes. Indian cough syrup as a market is massive. It's projected to grow to 262 million. Um, and it will go up to 743 million by 2035. So it's a very lucrative business, and that is why there are many sort of dodgy companies actually entering into the cough syrup market. Now we have to ask ourselves, remember we talked about the fact that India actually makes pharmaceuticals for the whole world. Why are we making dodgy cough syrups for children that are actually killing children? Well, this is what happens. There is a testing and a enforcement loophole, because we have a dual sort of system. We have the Central Drug Standard Control Organization and state drug controllers. So when somebody manufactures pharmaceuticals for the Indian market, the license is issued by the respective state government. So state governments don't normally have the capacity or the manpower, sometimes even the integrity, to go and check every single manufacturing facility. Normally, hilly states tend to hand out more licenses, and there are reports of almost sheds in which medicines are being manufactured. Not every, as per regulation, not every batch of medicine is tested independently before it is sent out. Often testing is sort of spot checking of the drug that's already in market, so sometimes the damage is already done. Past records sometimes are ignored, so companies like Maiden Pharma, like Marion Biotech, the penalties are weak, they continue to function. And every time there is a tragedy, there's no sustained sort of system and of checking what is actually going on. Now, what has been India's regulatory response to what has happened now? The Indian government and drug regulators have acted in the wake of these tragedies. The Central Drug Standards Control Organization recently banned 35 unapproved fixed dose combinations for cough syrups. Last year and the year before that, India made it mandatory that every batch of cough syrup that is meant for export undergo lab testing and obtain a certificate of analysis. But we don't know whether that applies to cough syrups that are sold in India. India has also banned cough syrup combinations for children under 4 years, and it requires clear labeling. Hundreds of batches of cough syrups have failed quality checks in the last couple of years with contamination, incorrect formulation, and have been repeatedly flagged. The other thing that we should know about pediatric cough syrups is the actual medicine dose is about 5% of what's in that bottle. The remaining 95% of that bottle is actually a filler to make it sweet and palatable for a child to swallow. So, not only should there be clear sort of checking on the 5% chemical that has gone in, but also the filler that is going in and what that actually is being mixed. Now, the global pressure after the Gambian incident and the Uzbekistan scandals, India faced international scrutiny, WHO alerts. Then we had to become more careful about how things are being manufactured, but obviously not enough, because now 11 children in our own country have died, perhaps for cough syrups, and that is being investigated across the country at this point. The thing to remember as parents, and here's the question: should small children be taking cough syrups at all? Now, most pediatricians and global health agencies agree that children under the age of 2 should not be given any cough syrup. Children under the age of 5 is not recommended unless the doctor has prescribed and is carefully tracking it. And over the counter should never be given, apparently. So, if you're a parent and you have a toddler or a young child, never buy a cough syrup over the counter and give it to your child. Unless the doctor has specifically told you to do so. And the larger argument in this is that coughing is actually just a symptom and not the disease, so suppressing it could actually sometimes make things worse. And then there are the side effects that come with cough syrup: drowsiness, irritability, breathing problems. So it's generally recommended that we don't use cough syrups for children at all, unless it's the kind of thing that the pediatrician is monitoring carefully and the dosage is being looked at very, very carefully. Other than that, they say honey, steam inhalations, nasal drops, that sort of thing, instead of a chemical cough syrup. But where we stand right now, we need to be aware of the fact that there is a huge gaping regulatory issue with the way medicines are manufactured in India for the domestic market. specifically when it comes to children, because children are smaller, and so the dose versus their body weight can do more damage. So we have to be far more careful about what we are buying over the counter, or even what your pediatrician is recommending. Ask them again and again, what kind is this? A cough syrup? What is in it? Should we be taking it? Read the advisories. Unfortunately, like everything else, as parents here, we have to do a large portion of the heavy lifting in terms of keeping our children safe. So this is where we are. The investigation continues as to what caused the death of those 11 children. But in the meantime, we're going to have to be as careful as we possibly can as parents when it comes to Indian cough syrups.